All right, please welcome our last startup for this section, Bytez.
Hi, everyone. So my name's Noir, and I'll tell you a little bit about my background and why I founded this company named Bytez. Prior to founding Bytez, I built and managed consumer graphs with tens of millions of users and hundreds of millions of users. I did data deals with Experian, telecoms, startups, advertisers. I've had governments, agencies be my customers. So I know a lot of the pains related with getting data, making sure it's stored in the right way so you don't get into trouble, et cetera. So I don't have to tell you that in the 21st century, data is more important than ever. I just like this comics. I wanted to show it. So what Bytez does is we build things called data containers. These data containers act as sandboxes for data. And once you have data in sandboxes, it makes your data teams move 960x faster. 960x faster not being an exaggeration. And I'll share with you in the next 3 minutes how. So sandboxes accelerate the entire life cycle of working with data sets. For example, if you're going to acquire data, today what your data teams are doing is you have an engineer, they have to download a big data set, inspect it, they have to do all this boring stuff that I know none of us here want to actually manually do ourselves. And then they have to end up maintaining infrastructure. So this should look familiar. So days of work with sandboxes, now it's seconds of work. With a sandbox, you just point to a public URL. If you want to import public data to use it internally, you push a button and you're done. On the other hand, if you want to cleanse data, today, again, your data teams are writing software, maintaining infrastructure. With data sandboxes, on the other hand, your data team just writes a simple script, pushes a button, the data is transformed. And of course, using data internally, today, I'm sure, depending on how close you've been to data teams, you end up with data teams just giving access to entire databases to some internal users, whether the data scientists, other engineers, which has regulatory risks as well as cybersecurity risks, et cetera. Or today, what data teams are doing is they're writing APIs, maintaining infrastructure for this, maintaining